Hi, I'm here at the New Alexandra Theatre in Birmingham to interview Kara Tointon, who is starring in Gaslight from the 6th to the 14th of January.
Gaslight is a psychological thriller by Patrick Hamilton, written in 1938. It's set in London in 1880. I play Bella, who is a young woman who's been married for about 7 years, but she finds herself victim to her husband, who is slowly but surely manipulating her mentally to send her, she thinks she's going mad. So it's a really interesting subject to look into. Gaslighting, the term, originates from this play, and it means just that, someone who's being mentally manipulated.
People who don't know that much about the show probably will be familiar with the term gaslighting. Was it something that you looked into a lot, that you researched in advance of this part? Because it sounds like it must be quite an intense kind of role to play somebody who's...
Yeah. I think it sort of came up, and I really wanted to do some theatre. And for me, it was just that it's really different. It's a different role and a different play entirely to anything I've done before. So I was ready to do something like this. And it's so interesting and rare to get such a great female-led piece of writing, and it's really, texturally it's fantastic, and I was gripped within the first few pages, so I thought, yeah, why not give this a go.
And it's kind of set in kind of foggy Victorian London. Do you want to tell us a little bit about the design for the show? What does it look like?
That's one of my favourite parts of doing a show, is when you get to see your set. And they've made it feel very contained. It's obviously set in Victorian London, so you get that sort of scary element in any case, but they've put in special features that add to that. And also you feel very boxed in, and Bella is living a life where she is almost held prisoner in her own home, and they've created a stage that really fits that well, and it's kind of coming out at you, so it's kind of you feel like you're in it.
Mm-hmm. You've been doing like a few different kind of period things recently. You were in Pygmalion and Mr. Selfridge. How does kind of getting to wear all these lovely old-fashioned frocks compare with all your kind of jazzy clothes in Strictly?
Yeah, I know, it's the costume in a completely different. There's no glitter and sparkles anywhere, but I think it's so much fun to be able to dress up, and when you're doing a period, I guess it makes it easier because you enter a whole new world. It's created within the costume and the staging and the makeup and whatever. I really enjoy period pieces because there's something about the timing of it that's slightly different. In everyday life now, everything has to be fast, and it's all about the speed and how quickly we can gather information and speak to people, blah, blah, blah. And actually when you're doing a period piece, you really get to just slow down and enjoy it almost. So I'm a sucker for a period, and I like anything period, so I love it.
Great. And were you particularly familiar with the story before you were kind of looking to be part of it? Had you seen the film or anything like that?
No, I hadn't, and it came in and I read it, and then I looked at YouTube and sort of looked at a few clips of the film. I really want to watch the film, but the director has told me not to just yet, because that can always be a bit dangerous, because it's like when you read a book and then you watch a film, and sometimes it's not good to do it the other way round. So I'm sort of restraining myself, but it's a great part, and obviously kind of iconic in that way, but I hadn't heard of it before. Mm-hmm. And gaslighting has originated as a word from this play, so it's kind of quite amazing as a writer to kind of have a word in the dictionary. It's quite cool.
So it's good that you've not sort of worried yourself about having to live up to Ingrid Bergman or something.
No, I think that can always be a little bit, otherwise I'd never do anything, so you have to, and also it's been long enough, it's a distant thing, and so enough time has passed that I think other actresses are allowed to give this part a try, and also when Hollywood make a film, it's always kind of massive and big, and and it changes quite dramatically. But this is the play version, so it's quite different from the film in its kind of storytelling.
Great. And talking of film, you not long ago had your first experience, I think, of starring in a feature film. Do you want to talk a little bit about how that kind of compared for you to doing TV and theatre work?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting seeing how they all differ from each other. Theatre is great because you get some time to rehearse and get it right and feel good about it. TV can often be quite fast, very fast-paced and go. But hopefully you're dependent on what it is, you know. So if you're doing a series, you often get more time to think about it and discuss it. And then and film, once again, you get even more time. So they all differ and they're all good in their own way.
So it's something you potentially like to do more of then?
I never have a kind of vision of aspiring to do this. I think my goal is to just keep working and keep doing as many different parts as possible, but just to earn a living doing something that I really love and enjoy, and that's all I can really aim for.
Great. And you kind of do a bit of everything as well, don't you? Because you've done the dancing, you do singing and acting as well. And I know that your sister's also an actor, so do you want to tell us a little bit about how you kind of got into performing to begin with? Was it something that was encouraged for you guys at home? Or?
No, it was a complete accident in that I sort of I struggled a little bit at school and had really low self-esteem, so my parents wanted to find hobbies that I could, I guess, find my feet and be good, excel at in a way, and doing poetry and Lambda exams and different festivals was one of those hobbies, and it just sort of developed from there. And I never dreamed that I'd go into this as a profession. It's always a little bit of an odd one, isn't it? If you say you're going to be an actress, it's like, really? That's different. But now I don't know anything else, so I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have this. And my sister and I are so different, but we always enjoyed the same hobbies. And it was just one of those things that you get into. We started at a really young age. I was 11, she was younger, and you audition. And I think my parents just thought it was great because one day we'd be able to go into an interview scenario and be able to give a good work interview to get a job. But it kept on going, and now I'm doing it all the time. So it's not an easy industry because you have your good times and your bad times and a lot of waiting around, but equally it's really, really different and enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. And you mentioned kind of struggling at school a little bit there. I know you've been quite vocal in the past about the fact that you had dyslexia, and I just wondered, in an industry, I guess, in a job where you're reading scripts and things like that all the time, how much does that impact on you? Have you picked up any kind of tricks and techniques along the way to help with that?
So many. I've had so much. I've got so many little ways of making life easier, and one of them is I have these coloured green lenses glasses that I wear that make reading a lot sort of easier and more comfortable, because I love reading, and English literature was one of my favourite subjects at school. And just different learning mechanisms. So I'll go around the room with post-it stamps and put a line of dialogue and stick it on the table and then on the settee, and slowly the colour and the movement kind of helps the lines kind of go in. And then when you meet the actor, that just becomes easy because you're bouncing off someone. It's just difficult when you're at home on your own trying to learn something. As soon as you've got someone to do it with, it's a lot easier. But loads of different. There's lots of different things.
Mm-hmm. And you've been in quite a few sort of West End London theatre shows lately. Is this going to be your first time performing in Birmingham?
It is. Yeah, I'm really excited. I love Birmingham, and we actually kick off our tour here on the 6th of January. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Is it somewhere that you know quite well?
I don't know it very well, so I'm going to get to know it, I'm sure. And some people have made some, dinner recommendations, so I'll be trying a few different things.
Okay, great, brilliant.
Thank you.